So Adi Osman, having swum yesterday in the 4x200 meters freestyle relay, now an individual event for him in the 400 IM. The hot favorite, though, will be Tran Hong Nguyen of Vietnam, looking for back-to-back games of a medley sweep, having won in the 200 IM. I'll look for Dulyawit Kiaosriong and Parinton Ketafat, both butterfly specialists, are taken out very quickly in lane 7 and 1 respectively. And also a very quick start for Adi Osman in lane number 6. Coming on strong, Lo Chen Rong of Malaysia in lane number 2. Quang Tran of Vietnam has got the quickest time recorded amongst the Southeast Asian swimmers since the last SEA Games, with his Vietnam Games time of 4:20.19. He won it there, but Hong Nguyen wasn't involved in those games. And we all know that Hong Nguyen can clock a sub 4:19 very easily in this event. So Adi doing superbly well, just slightly behind Jung Rong and Dolyawat, as we expect Kiao Seo Ryong of Thailand will come out very quickly. And it's usually at the breaststroke leg where he is begging for mercy and begging to hang on to it. And that is where Hong Nguyen usually does most of his work, and not in this butterfly. I've seen it so many times at the games already. It looks as if he's out of the picture, out of the mix. And all of a sudden, he just comes storming back from out of nowhere. So the Thai turns in first place after the butterfly leg, followed very closely by Zheng Rong and Ardi of Singapore, currently in bronze medal position. Yet again, Rohan, you'd have to say that the one that comes out strongest in the breaststroke leg will stand the biggest opportunity, and this time they have 100 meters of the breaststroke leg to actually make a huge difference instead of just the 50 and the 200.
Yes, and double that distance means double the pain in the breaststroke as well. So the backstroke leg, what we're seeing now, is where the swimmers will try to be as efficient as possible, because the breaststroke leg is just the most critical in this event due to the change of strokes that will happen, which takes up a lot of energy. You know, we saw on the butterfly as well, some swimmers chose to breathe every single stroke so that there's no oxygen deprivation whatsoever. But I saw that Adi chose to do an alternate breathing, so I guess that suits him a bit better.
Oh, he's doing well enough to still be in podium position in third at the moment, but it's the two Vietnamese who head ahead. And Nguyen Quang Tran, this is his favorite stroke, the backstroke, so he's done his job already by leading at the halfway stage of the 400 IM, and he's chased by Hong Nguyen, and this is where Hong Nguyen usually does his duties and his job. Watch for him to come on very strong, and don't be surprised at the end of the breaststroke leg that Tan Nguyen will be at least a body length ahead of Nguyen Quang Tuan. Still looking strong though, Quang Tuan. Of course, his sister Tian Bien was so very good in the individual medley, where she almost had no weaknesses in every one of those disciplines. That he needs to hang on right here as Hong Nguyen will slowly make his move. Still a body length ahead, Quang Tran over Hong Nguyen. Adi Osman clinging on to that third position, with Tan Khai Sin of Malaysia doing some chasing, and in fact just taking over Adi in bronze medal position. So hanging in there, Quang Tuan, very good job by the 16-year-old over Tran Hong Nguyen, who of course won here in this pool in the 2019 Southeast Asian Age Group Champs. And usually after the breaststroke leg, he is way ahead already. This time though, it's going to be uncomfortable for Tran Hong Nguyen. It might chase him down to a very quick time. And those two Vietnamese swimmers who've been battling one another out in their very own hometown year after year, now in Cambodia, will take it to the wire for the title in the 400 meters individual medley. Are we going to get a surprise, or are we going to get another comeback in the final 50 meters from Tran Hong Nguyen, which we have seen so very often already in Southeast Asia over the last couple of years? Nguyen Quang Tuan is doing superbly well, so still keep at it, and half a body length ahead of Hong Nguyen. This might be a surprise. Hong Nguyen's taking a little more time with his underwaters this time out. Look at the splashes coming from the legs in lane number 4 of Hong Nguyen as he turns on the afterburners right now. The turbocharged Vietnamese going ahead of Quang Tuan. Quang Tuan can't live with it. It will be Tran Hong Nguyen yet again. This time he's been made to work, but he is going to win another gold medal. Back-to-back games where he swept the individual medleys. A little bit tougher in the 400 IM this time in Cambodia, and it's his compatriot that has taken him all the way. Well, what a swim that was, especially in the final 50 meters by Tran Hong Nguyen. Gold yet again, a 1-2 finish for Vietnam. Adi's just touched home, I believe, in 5th position. Khai of Malaysia has clinched the bronze. And that winning time, 1.91 seconds, just came out of nowhere because at the turn, heading into the final 50, Hung Tren was actually behind Quang Tan. What a race that one was, Roanne, and especially that final 50.
Yeah, I think Nguyen Quang Tuan just gave it his all in the breaststroke leg. You saw in the freestyle, he started out really strong, but I think as that lactic acid just built up in his legs, towards the last 25 meters, he just couldn't keep up anymore. His legs were barely there, and he got overtaken by his teammate just like that. But still, both of them had a really, really good swim. I think it's just one of them managed to play to his strengths better than the other.
Yeah, and it always sits into the vicinity of Tran Hung Nguyen being the chaser, trying to just knock down the clock and knock down his opponents one by one. He absolutely couldn't believe it and shook his head, but he'll know that it's not going to be a gimme in terms of the challenges and the titles that are going to come his way at the SEA Games over the next couple of games, because Nguyen Quang Tran will certainly get better with time. 4:19.12, not a personal best. It's almost 1.02 seconds outside of that SEA Games record, but he was chased down tremendously by Quang Tran. Not a personal best as well for Quang Tran. Good enough for the silver, almost a gold for him. And Tan Khai Sin of Malaysia clinching bronze. Adi Azman 4:30.81 is a personal best for him in 5th position, as Juliawat of Thailand will be disappointed with his time, finishing outside of the medals.